help support the companies that support our community. I dry sanded it with a couple of grits and then switched over and wet sanded it up to 600, then ran through all the micro mesh pads up to 12,000, and then I put on the micro polish. There it is. So it was super fun to turn. So years ago, I'm going to say about 15 years ago, I turned a duck call out of aluminum. And I remember it was pretty easy to turn. I had some guys at work that were duck hunters, and so I took it to work and they said, well, it's aluminum, so it gets really cold. So probably wasn't a good idea. And I really, other than doing like shavings in resin, I haven't turned any solid piece of aluminum since then. And I really don't know why. we were just kind of sitting around. I had a little chunk, and so I made that one last week and posted some pictures and a little video of it, and everybody thought it was kind of cool, so I figured I would do another one for the video. So it's aluminum. It's really soft. It's the regular tools. It's just my regular spindle gouge. I sharpened it when I started turning, and I sharpened it one time in the middle of turning this, and that was it. It cuts really nice. It actually, you know, comes off there, you saw in the video, a lot easier than you would think. Even the carbide, I used the negative rake to do that little cove right there. And the reason I didn't do the whole thing with the carbide is because it takes longer. So it comes off of there. It will create little ribbons on it, but with the gouge you can keep it pushed against the aluminum, so it just takes it off faster. So as far as time wise, it's quite a bit longer to turn this than a regular wood. So I'm going to say it probably took me an hour to make the thing. And then as far as sanding it goes, because you want it that, you know, want it to shine like polished aluminum, it took me quite a while, because even though it looks like when you're cutting it, the finish coming off the tool is really nice, there's little ridges and things that you have to get out. So I spent a lot of time sanding it, probably at least a half an hour sanding it, but it's all good. But it was super fun project. So I made that one last week. I did learn quite a few things. So the inserts that I put in it, I tried to put Gorilla Glue in it like I do normally, and because when you're turning the aluminum, it heats up, the glue just melted and the insert kept slipping. I tried CA, Gorilla Glue, nothing worked. I fought my way through this one and finally ended up just putting a little bit of resin in it. So now I was going to do this one for the video. I got some of that JB Weld. It worked fantastic. It didn't come loose. It does get pretty hot when you're turning it. So, and it worked fantastic. It held up really nice. So if I ever do another one, the JB Weld is the way to go. And the inserts are nice. You just drill that hole out, slide the insert in, and it says like 4 to 6 hours on the JB Weld, but I just let it sit overnight, and that way I knew it was dry. Now one of Niles bottle openers goes right on it. It's kind of cool. I hadn't seen any aluminum ones done, so very nice. I did, in the video too, there's a couple of things. So the inserts, so especially when doing something like this, or even resin, but I don't know, maybe even wood. Somebody left a tip on Ruth's website to drill a hole in the bottom of it, because if it's just like a perfect hole, just the air pressure will push it back out. So you drill a little hole in it, that releases the air, and it works perfectly. I've done it on a couple different things now. So just regular steel bit, drill a hole in the bottom of it, lets that air pressure out, and you're good to go. So there it is. I'll put up some pictures. And a little bit of video, you know, when I'm turning it too, because it really, I know it might not seem like it, but aluminum is soft metal. Even like brass, I've done like brass inserts and things like that. The tools just cut right through them, so it's actually a lot easier than you might think. But it was super fun. If you're going to do one, just be careful. It does get warm, you know, as you're turning it. The more you're trying to ride the bevel on it. And the shavings coming off of it, they are sharp, so just be careful. And, you know, you don't want to wear gloves on the lathe, because if it gets caught up in your glove or something, they could, you know, grab a hold of something. So you don't want to wear gloves, so just be careful if you do it. But any machine shop will have scraps. I called a couple around here too to see if I could get some more of it, and they said, oh yeah, we got some of that. So it's just in the scrap bin. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next week. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. All right, take care.